But when BSNL was moving down the transition from 3G to 4G, the decision was taken that we will move down that transition, inventing our own 4G stack. And mind you, people were scoffing at it. Why? Justifiably so. Because there are only 4 countries in the world that have done it successfully. Korea with Samsung, China, Huawei and ZTE, Siemens, Nokia, Finland. Only 4 countries in the world. But he made up his mind that we are going to do it. And so you had the most unthinkable group working together. You had CDOT, a government company, working along with Tejas, a private sector company. CDOT developed the core, Tejas developed the RAN, the radio access network. And then you had an SI, a system integrator, which is also an Indian company, TCS. So you had a complete consortium, Indian consortium working that out. And within 18 months, we developed our own 4G stack. So we are today the only 5th country in the world to do so. And mind you, that 4G stack is not something sitting in the cupboard. It's being rolled out as we speak. 100,000 sites are being rolled out by BSNL. It's something I monitor on my dashboard, not on a weekly basis. I monitor it on a daily basis. Beginning of day and EOD, end of day. We are rolling out 100,000 sites. We have constructed 75,000 sites as we speak in the last 6 months, 7 months, of which 60,000 sites have been optimized. We will complete this task latest by June of 100,000 4G sites. Now, converting them from 4G to 5G is not that difficult. You need to put in additional BTS, a little more infrastructure. You can use the same media, the same core, not a problem. And that's going to give us the leapfrog solution for 6G. And what we're doing in 6G, we started with the Bharat 6G vision document that was released by PM in late 22. We've already put together a Bharat 6G alliance, which covers private sector companies, IITs, academicians, research people. They're working together, and in the ITU, the International Telecom Union, we've already put in a paper that has been accepted as one of the principles of 6G, and that is ubiquitous connectivity. Connectivity for all. That's already been accepted. We have a target of contributing 10% of the patents to 6G, of which, let me tell you, Navika, we are among the top 6 nations today in terms of contributing patents to 6G as we sit today. We've put together the 6G testbed already. We've sanctioned close to 111 research projects costing about 300 crores. And we are well on our way in terms of putting in place a whole network of MOUs to work with 6G. Bharat 6G Alliance has tied up with America, Germany, Brazil, South Korea, the 6G alliances there to work together in tandem with them. And therefore, I'm extremely confident, the statement that I made, that we followed the world on 4G, we walked with the world in 5G, we will lead the world in 6G.
Mr. Scindia, the Prime Minister just met US President Trump. And one important project that's mentioned in the joint statement mentions India intends to invest in the maintenance, repair and financing of undersea cables in the Indian Ocean using trusted vendors. Could you elaborate on the significance of this initiative and the opportunities that it presents?
So, undersea cables are extremely important in terms of connectivity on a global scale. India has multiple landing stations for undersea cables. Those landing stations are manned mainly by the private sector, 1 or 2 government landing stations as well. But the biggest problem with undersea cables, as you will very well understand, Navika, and it's not analogous to India alone, but across the world, is really the maintenance of those undersea cables, because they snap all the time. Simple examples where draft levels are low, you don't have deep drafts, fishing nets that cut into cables, marine life that cuts into cables, and therefore repairing those undersea cables is not an easy task. It takes a lot of capex in terms of equipment, setting that up, and therefore maintenance of those undersea cables is also extremely important, and this is a step in that direction.
But we did this in the past.